Hi everyone, we are back again. I know you've missed us. It's been oh so long since you've heard from us. This is Vicky from fangirlreview.com. We realized that some of you guys had asked some questions, and we didn't get a chance to answer them in the cast from 10 minutes ago. So we're going to answer those questions now. Jay, first question.
All right. First question comes from Shadowfox Infinite, and it is, what do you guys think about a video game company doing a movie or TV show that isn't based on a brand, but more large commercial for their brands? Think The Wizard, but as an adult comedy, horror flick, action movie with video game product placement. Good question. Wouldn't that work better as a, well, that would work better as a movie, actually. Like The Wizard. That's the only thing I can think of it could work as, because, I mean, what, The Wizard had the Power Glove, right?
Well, I mean, it had everything, but it was really the unveiling of Super Mario Brothers 3 at the end.
Yeah.
I mean, even today, no lie, if I see the movie The Wizard on, I'm watching it, and I'm as hyped up as I was as a little kid.
Oh, really?
Super Mario Brothers 3!
Even as a kid, I thought that movie was trash.
Oh.
It was so boring to me. Like, I don't know. Wasn't my type.
I just remember the Power Glove. So
Yeah, it's so bad.
You never wanted to go cross country to a video game tournament in Hollywood or wherever that was?
I did, but the thing is, that movie didn't make it fun. It didn't seem fun for me watching that movie the way they did it. I don't know. It just.
So I'm here to crash the podcast, by the way.
There he is.
Shadow.
The reason why I kind of wanted to mention that question was because so say if you were watching something like, you know, The Walking Dead or whatever, and it's just mad product placement, just something of that nature. So you're listening to a soundtrack or something, and it's a soundtrack to a game or something of that nature. And at the end of the show, they'll show the soundtrack for the game or whatever if you wanted to purchase it. Or you're watching a movie, you're watching an action flick or whatever, and it just seems like heavily throughout the whole movie, there, you know, somebody's like playing a video game or something like that in their free time. Kind of like, you know, like the Thug movies. You always walk in somebody's house and they're playing Madden or something like that. Just some of that nature, or you know, like a Law and Order or something like that would have a specific deal where NBA 2K is shown a lot.
Yeah,
just things like that.
Oh, like Percy Jackson, the one guy was playing Call of Duty in the background.
Kind of like that, but not so egregious, but have a specific show dedicated to that. So say there's like a show that say Microsoft put out that's like a action TV show that's kind of loosely based on like a Halo scenario or something like that, but they don't directly touch upon that. But there'll be like references to Halo stuff throughout the show. Kind of like that, or like a show based on Nintendo or something like that. It'll just be like, hey, you know, us guys are hanging out, we're playing video games or whatever, and it just so happens they're playing a bunch of Wii U or whatever. And I don't know if you saw this show, but there's a show with Seth Green in it, and he was a video game developer. I can't think of the name of this show. Daz, that's the name of the show, Daz. He was a video game developer or whatever. So have like a show like that, it's a comedy or whatever. But they, instead of having bootleg names for games, because they had bootleg names for games for obvious reasons, you would have product placement for all that stuff.
So it almost be like Grandma's Boy, the TV show.
Basically. but it, you know, it wouldn't be as in your face or trying 100% to be, you know, it's just like, hey, we're sitting here and we're just talking about how to increase the difficulty in this new Mario game we're trying to pitch to Nintendo or whatever.
Yeah. See, because sometimes South Park will do that. They'll talk about, you know, current events or current games. And, you know, they're obviously getting paid for that, you know.
Yeah.
But for me, it always feels kind of icky because I don't come to South Park to get products thrown at my face because I just feel like it takes away from the creativity a little bit.
Yeah, that's why I say create a brand new show.
Right.
Instead of, yeah, because you put in an existing show, it takes you out the universe.
Right.
Yeah.
But if you have one that just kind of like, hey, this flavor of the month is like, a really good first-person shooter. Maybe you should check it out. We're playing it through this whole episode almost. Just stuff like that. Or you could do a show. I mean, you could literally do a show about the Smash Brothers. That whole little YouTube phenomenon or whatever. You could literally do a show like that, and the product placement is there because it's about the people that play the game.
Right.
So you don't even have to do like, hey, we're playing this because they already are. So you could do like a show interviewing people that play stuff like how can I say this? Like there's a video about this guy that I kind of mentioned him before. He's like really, really good at Bayonetta 2. And he does stuff in that game that I don't even think is humanly possible, but he does it. He gets like pure platinum on everything. So like if somebody like sat down and interviewed him or something like that, and like how do you get top of leaderboards and stuff like that, and he kind of goes through it or whatever, that would be your product placement right there.
Right.
Just kind of stuff. Anything like slightly interested.
Okay. Makes sense.
Okay.
It wouldn't work for me because
Not as cheesy as the Wizard.
I'm a hipster, I guess, and that would for me that would turn me off. But I can see where it would work for some other people.
Yeah, it's not for everybody.
Yeah.
Just for whoever is gonna. Honestly, I think the dad's approach is probably the easiest to get along because it's not necessarily about the video games. It's more about the people.
Right.
But it's heavily placed throughout the show because it's about that's part of their job. Yeah, and if y'all haven't watched that, y'all go watch that show. It's actually pretty funny.
Yeah, Dad's actually pretty funny. They should have. I'm mad it got canceled.
Yeah, and it ended in a cliffhanger just like it should at the end of the season. So
yeah, freaking Fox.
What was the next question, Jay?
Next question comes from Grayson Young. What do you want to see from Smash Brothers DLC? I already know what half y'all gonna say.
Ice climbers!
And you have it.
You guys know what I want. If you have ever read any article on Smash Brothers on fangirlreview.com, every article ends with, "Where are my ice climbers?"
Yes.
They're called Rosalina and Luma.
No.
Jay, you were so lucky I cannot jump through this computer.
violence.
Well, the only other person I would actually want to see is Roy from Melee. That's about it, because I actually miss Roy. So
I miss him. He's still in there.
Ike is not bad, but he ain't Roy. So
Yeah, Roy was like,
I was about Roy Cooper, actually.
talking about Roy Cooper. Oh, good one.
Yeah, my pick is Ice Climbers as well. And I think the reason is Sakurai said it wasn't in there because of the limitations for the 3DS, basically. So obviously Wii U doesn't have those limitations. And sorry, 3DS fans, but if you ain't got a Wii U, that's your problem, not mine. But even the fact that the new 3DS is coming out. And maybe the new 3DS can handle it, So, give me my damn ice climbers. That's all.
Exactly. Tell it.
I mean, especially it would be one thing if he couldn't get it to work. Period. He got it to work. They got it to work on the Wii U. So, in all honesty, I think they're probably all gonna do something, especially when the new Nintendo 3DS one becomes available worldwide. I don't see why they wouldn't.
And there'll be a cry shed across the world because it's limited to the new 3DS, and they'll be crying about that. But
well, I mean,
I can deal with those tears. I just want my damn ice climbers.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of them situations where, like, we all know Sakurai likes to troll, but he ain't a vicious asshole. He's just a troll. So, I don't see him being like, if there's one developer that says like he really can't put it in and he was trying to, but it would have threw something off, I believe him. I'll take his word for it.
Oh yeah, no, there's no doubt about that. I wasn't saying they were doing it just to hold back to get people to buy the new 3DS, but
Yeah.
some people will say that,
And this is regarding DLC.
Yeah, DLC. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a big pick, but ain't nobody seen it before, and they probably gonna think it's weird when I mention it.
If you say Solid Snake.
No. Wart.
Wart.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes.
Oh no.
Yes.
Yes, Wart. I want Wart back in any iteration I can get him back in. And that would be great.
That was like the most awesome end boss ever. I just can't.
Wasn't he?
Oh man, I don't understand why. Like they gotta figure out some kind of way to put him in something. Every other character from that game is in some type of Mario universe.
Right. Why we can't get Wart back? I mean,
Shy Guys, Sniffits, like even the freaking little. Well, I take that back. Mauser and Tricloud are missing.
Oh yeah.
Birdo is everywhere. Sniffits are everywhere. Shy Guys are everywhere.
Yeah, bring back Mauser, Tricloud, bring all of them back. It ain't gotta be in this game, but I want them at least in the Mario world somewhere.
Yeah. The only person I think that would fit in Smash is probably Wart, though. But the only thing is that would be another heavy, and how do you balance the heavy?
Right.
Thank you, Mace Webster, for pointing out that Smash Brothers does need ice climbers immediately. Thank you for the support there. Thank you.
Yeah.
Jay, what was the next question?
All right, the next two questions come from Tony K. I can't tell your last name, bro. Sorry. Is hell gonna be frozen if Nintendo and Sony Pictures ink a deal and make a Super Mario film? That's the first one.
No, it will snow a little bit, but that's about it.
There gonna be some people crying foul, but whatever. It is what it is.
Man, they drink together every other day anyway.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we know that, but the fanboys don't.
Right. And Sony Pictures is not Sony PlayStation, so
Exactly.
I don't know why people getting all crazy about that. But I think the thing is, Sony Pictures won't be around in time long enough. Send your hate mail to mizat@gmail.com.
It'll be Nintendo and Fox Pictures presents. Fox Searchlight.
The sad thing about the whole Sony thing is, if it wasn't Avi Arad saying that, he had it, I would be, a little bit more liking the idea. But it's Avi Arad, and if you don't know who Avi Arad is, Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2.
Yeah.
I rest my case. I'm like, no, not that guy.
Like,
not that guy.
But you know what though? He did a really good job with the animated series.
He did the animated series, yeah.
He did the X-Men series too.
Yep.
And I don't. So, like I said, I have wavering faith in him. I'll put it like that.
I think the problem is that there's just way better choices like Disney, Pixar, or DreamWorks.
Or DreamWorks. I was saying DreamWorks. I'd say let DreamWorks get it so I can get it in some good 3D.
Well, Mario's already going to be in that movie anyway, right? The Wreck-It Ralph or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
That's Disney. That's Disney proper, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, I'm glad it's going to be animated and not live action, because if they would have said live action, I just would have started laughing. But it's good that it's going to be straight up animated, and I'm glad they went on and nipped that in the bud before anybody started asking any questions. So, before any director got it in their head that they can do this live action, because I would love to see Christopher Nolan tackle Mario Brothers.
I still would like to see, there's still part of me that would like to see Mario Brothers live action. I think it can be done. I think it can be done well. With the right director, the right.
I say forget Mario Brothers. Where is my Xenoblade anime?
Oh.
Where is my Smash Bros. Anime?
Where's my Legend of Zelda?
Looking at you.
A Legend of Zelda anime, you think? Or
I need CG movie for that.
Yeah, we need like a Peter Jackson / daggone, I don't know, just epic, like 4 hour long. Oh my God, I can't believe there are 3 of these at 4 hours long. Kind of, I don't know.
And I can't believe I'm still watching it.
Yes, we're in the water temple. He's doing everything he's going to do in the water temple. There are no words, but he's doing it, and I'm watching it. Why?
And let me write it because I already have a treatment that I wrote a few years ago.
Yeah, that would be almost too epic.
Yeah. Oh, me first, I want my Contra movie. Daily.
Yes, Contra. Oh, that needs to happen. Why didn't that happen?
Because
Just don't give it to Michael
Stallone.
Bay.
Yep, yeah. Just do not give it to Michael Bay. Please don't.
Nope, it's going to Michael Bay.
You know what? You know what Contra was? It was a playable version of Aliens. Basically, it was the second movie.
Yeah.
You had your Space Marines. You went into the nest, killed everything, and left.
Yeah. I mean, because I know there was a rumor a long time ago that like that was one of the movies that Stallone and Schwarzenegger couldn't clear their schedules to do. It was supposedly Contra. It was supposed to have been them two because that's who they were modeled after.
But yeah, they were obviously modeled after Stallone and Schwarzenegger for sure.
Yeah. So it was one of those situations where they wanted to do the movie, but they never could do it, and then it just like the rumor is it just got shelved and nobody ever thought about it again.
Yeah. Then we got Just Dread.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the second question by that guy?
The second question from Tony is, do you think the Sonic Boom TV show is more successful than the Rise of Lyric video game? I'm going to say yes.
Yes, we've already established this.
Yeah, is the TV show broken? Because I don't think so.
Like it.
Right.
Yeah.
I
think
actually pretty good.
Yeah, I like the way they did it because they did it in like two 15-minute halves.
Yep.
So and that works. That works with exactly what they're trying to do. So, yeah.
That way it doesn't seem super lame. They get their point across, credits roll, that's it.
Yep.
You know, and I'm still not liking Sonic's voice though. I'm getting used to it.
I'm not either. I'm not either. I just like this. I don't know what it is. I liked his voice from like Adventure 2 and that Sonic because I don't like it. I didn't like the Sonic. I think they got the same guy that did what was it, Sonic the Hedgehog in 2006, I think it was.
Oh, okay. So
I think it's that guy. Yeah, I think it's that guy.
You know, I think Jaleel White could take it back if he actually takes it seriously.
Yeah,
if
you take it seriously, yeah.
But he's so busy right now.
You know, Dance with the Stars changes everything. Oh man.
Okay. Jay, did you want to check the questions that we have that have been just asked?
Let me see. Give me a sec.
Something about Uncharted 4.
Okay, yeah. This is from the Magnum 924. Why do you think some trailers like the Uncharted 4 E3 trailer are literally just 10 seconds of nothing? I'll let y'all have that one. I'll let y'all have
that one. I don't know because they had gameplay. They clearly showed it at the PlayStation Experience, so I'm just wondering why they decided, if they had this gameplay under wraps, why they just decided to show all these cutscenes that were doing absolutely nothing, especially some that were clearly pre-rendered.
But did they have gameplay? Because if you're sure you guys remember Drake falling through the damn game. So was it even ready back in E3? I don't know.
It's early. I mean, like you go in a cave and automatically auto lights.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with the glitches or whatever that problems they have. I was just saying that I don't know if the game was ready enough back at E3 to show, if it wasn't even ready really to show at PlayStation.
It wasn't, but they just shouldn't have shown it then. Period.
Right.
Gameplay.
Stop them from showing it just because it's not ready. What?
Or pull a Nintendo, do a video of it off TV, off screen. Why not?
No, man, because it got a visual downgrade. That would mean they got a visual.
Well, no, it wouldn't be if you could barely see it.
But you know people say they got a visual downgrade. Zelda did because it's off screen and video of a video.
Oh yeah, I saw that video you did. That's crazy. That makes no sense. That game looks better because it looked even more buggy in the first. Like pixels and stuff weren't in the same place when you watched the original trailer in E3 if you paid attention to it.
Right.
So it clearly they're working. It's a working product. So. Um, I don't know, man. Uncharted 4 looks like it's more Uncharted, and I feel that that long 15-minute trailer they should have went ahead and showed that at E3, bugs and all. I mean, everything else was buggy at E3. Why not?
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind any of it. I mean, well, I guess I minded the little E3 thing because that was nothing. You can't get excited. I mean, some people get excited by that stuff, but I don't.
I can't, especially if it's CGI, or you could tell that it's CGI. I don't know. I had some issues with some things, but we'll talk about that at another time. I just saw certain things. I picked, like how he would hide in between those leaves and stuff like that, and then one of the enemies would try to follow him where he just went, and none of the leaves would move when they walked through it. So next gen am cry.
Next gen.
Yes. Okay. Do you have any more questions?
You have a question.
I'm not gonna answer that one.
We're not even.
Yeah, that ain't gonna get asked. So let me check and see if we got anything else. Let's see. I think that's it.
Right, because this Mace Webster just points out that Michael Bay needs to make a TV show called "How to Make the World's Worst Movies"
while collecting big paychecks.
Yes. So he could pay for all the pyrotechnics he uses.
I honestly think that job should go to M. Night Shyamalan. He's way worse.
Oh.
But at least his movies don't sell. There's one thing.
What was the last good movie he did? I forgot. What movie was that?
Unbreakable.
Unbreakable, and what wasn't the
I thought it was something else more recent.
I enjoyed Signs in the theaters. I'll give it that.
Yeah, Signs was the other one that actually did good. But yeah, I don't think he's had like I think what everybody's remembering is Avatar.
Yeah. Oh god.
I mean, because after Signs, you got The Village, you got Lady in the Water.
Didn't that come out the same year as the James Cameron one?
No, they came out the next summer.
Yeah,
the next summer.
Okay. A year later, or half a year later.
Yeah.
So I got a question since nobody asked it, right?
Okay.
Why has nobody made a Dead Space movie yet?
Ooh.
Well, they did an anime. They did a little animated animated movie. What was it called? I remember the cover because it had the weird eye thing on it on the cover.
It was like the prequel to the Ishimura incident, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, that one. So they had that.
What's going on?
I can answer that because nobody knows how to make a damn horror movie anymore.
That's it right there. Just basically take the entire plot and there's your horror movie.
But it'll be PG-13. It'll be PG-13 though, because you got to make that money. It ain't gonna be rated R.
Yeah. Right.
PG-13.
Horror movies today are a series of jump scares. That's all they are.
Or they make fun of them being horror movies. Like the last Scream movie was actually kind of funny because they were trying to pick at themselves. Right. And it was. I thought that was pretty cool, to be honest with you.
Yeah, everybody else was picking at them. I mean, at this point, you might as well just go in and just go all in. I mean,
and make money off of picking at yourself. Yeah,
exactly.
You might as well. I mean, every comedian on earth doing it. You might as well get in on it.
Yeah, it was pretty smart. So, well, maybe I don't know. Maybe they could do. With the way Dead Space is crafted, though, it should be fairly easy to do it as a film. It is literally about sound and atmosphere. And showing stuff that leads you to falsely believe that something's about to jump out. Because that's all the game does. Hey, look at all these vents.
Yeah. See, the thing is, you would need a young Ridley Scott or a young M. Night Shyamalan.
Actually, have y'all ever seen Ju-On? Not The Grudge.
Yeah, Ju-On.
The original, yeah.
That movie, if you get Takashi Miike and let him do it, I'll watch that.
Oh yeah,
that scared the crap out of me.
Yeah.
So,
Jay, what are you doing watching horror movies? You don't watch them.
I don't, but that one I did because I was trying to be hard and impress. Anyway, did you play it?
It comes back to a female.
Has anybody played the game that's on the Wii? Have anybody played that?
I didn't play. I didn't play the one on the Wii. No,
No.
it was a light gun. It was a rail gun though. It was a rail shooter though, right?
Nah, it's kind of like almost like an adventure game. Like you try to get certain things so you can unlock a door and then progress to the next area. But there are, when I say not jump scares, but just really creepy shit. Like you'll be in a scenario and you'll just turn around and something's right in your face. It is not like a jump scare, like I got you. It's just like they're staring at you.
You talking Dead Space for Wii?
Nah, I'm talking about the Ju-on the Grudge.
Oh, Ju-on. Oh.
It's real creepy. It's weird.
Yeah. So yeah, if they got that guy, yeah, I can see it happening. But if you're talking about like Hollywood made, not Hong Kong or China made, yeah, that ain't gonna work. Because it's gonna have to, it's gonna be PG-13 because they got to get their money back.
We have a comment by Quan in the question section.
Uh-oh.
He said M. Night Shyamalan's worst movie ever was After Earth, which was written and starred by Will Smith.
I don't know.
I will see you and raise you Avatar: The Last Airbender because I'm sorry, that was worse.
I gotta go with The Happening. That was a disaster.
That one too.
Yeah.
That one too.
That movie.
After Earth was bad because like Will Smith and first of all Jaden was a non-factor. Will Smith was just wooden in the film, and
Well, he had to be. He wasn't moving.
Yeah, so, I mean, when you see it, you're like, dude, what in the world, man? Can somebody do something? Like something, somebody just crack a joke, say something, do something, and it just wasn't happening. So it was like there wasn't no life in that film.
M. Night Shyamalan is the only director I've seen that could take a Oscar-nominated actor like a Will Smith or
Completely wreck it.
what's his name, Mark Wahlberg, and turn him into a complete amateur. Like, oh my God, Mark Wahlberg in The Happening is some of the worst acting I've ever seen in my life.
What? You don't want to know about the bee?
Oh God.
Phone it in, Mark. Phone it in.
God, just get the paycheck and get out of there, bro.
And that's exactly what he did.
Okay, we have a question from Mace Webster. What are your earliest gaming memories?
I got a good one.
If you read our biographies on the Gamers at Large blog,
Plug.
Go ahead.
Revolution, go ahead, do your thing.
Okay, this one is a little bit embarrassing. So whenever I was, I think maybe around 6 or 7, I played Kingdom Hearts at one of my cousin's house, and it was right at the beginning of the game. You know, the area where there's like the stained glass with the different Disney characters on it.
Okay.
And like when I was a kid, I really didn't understand video games like at all because it was the first one I'd ever played.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just like a completely new experience. So whenever I had killed Heartless, I thought that the green orbs that they dropped would actually take away my health instead of healing me. So every time I would see one, I would just completely walk away from it and just like because I was afraid that I would die every time I touched it. Like I'm serious. Like that's how my mind worked back then.
So I'll take from that you are very young, saying that you played Kingdom Hearts when you were a kid. That will make you pretty young, and I'm very old. Thank you.
It makes us all old.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks for
Well,
that.
I'm only 18, so.
I think I was 25 when the Kingdom Hearts 2 trailer first started showing up on TV. Yeah, so, yeah. Good God.
We old.
Oh, we hate you now. God.
Let's see, earliest gaming memory. Let's see, arcade or other. Let's see, arcade. It would be Afterburner. Love that. I wish I could find that freaking thing. The Afterburner arcade game that actually had you sit in the cockpit.
Yeah, with or without the pneumatic lift.
Pneumatic lift, dude. Come on, man.
Okay.
I ain't going.
Some people had cheap arcades. You know, some of us was in the hood, man. We didn't. I couldn't drive all the way to Alpharetta to see the high speed stuff most of the time. I had to go to the West End and. It just had a chair. Just a chair.
You had a bar stool that they stole out of the bar across.
A screen and a joystick.
Yeah. And you better not complain. Let's see. Home memory would have to be I can't remember if it's Mario. Is it the first Mario or is it Mike Tyson's Punch Out? I want to say it's Mike Tyson's Punch Out, beating up Glass Joe and then losing the Piston Honda.
Oh, that's all bad. you ride on a high after whooping Glass Joe thinking you did something.
And then
Honda's like, I hit back.
Yeah.
For me, arcade would easily be Donkey Kong the original, and for home, I don't remember the name of the game, but I just my uncle I had an uncle named Ricky who introduced me to video games basically, and he's the first one that took me to play Donkey Kong arcade. But he had consoles a lot. He had a lot of consoles at home too. I remember I think it was the ColecoVision. I can't remember. It was a racing game. He had the steering wheel and the pedal controls, and I knew I was all in for video games at that moment. Being able to just press a pedal as your gas and just to turn the wheel. I mean, this is nothing now today, but back then that was just like wow. I can't remember the racing game, but I knew I was all in after that.
I think my first arcade moment. My first arcade moment was I think it was, what was it? It wasn't Galaga. It was I think it was Space Invaders. I think it was. It was either Space Invaders or Missile Command, one of the two. But either way, I was shooting at blobs that were supposed to be aliens or whatever, and they split up or whatever, and you have to continue shooting them, and they keep marching down to the bottom of the screen. So I graduated from that to Miss Pac-Man because that was the new thing that came out or whatever, because Pac-Man was too hard at the time, and Miss Pac-Man was a little bit easier for more people to play. As far as home console, if you read my biography or my bio on the blog, it's Crystal Castles for the Atari 2600, and I played that game relentlessly. And for those who do not know, those who are not old school, I'm not telling my age, but I will tell my age. Games didn't end back then. You just played them until you died. So you would play, and the levels would just change colors over and over again until they eventually repeat colors. Then you've played it enough to where you've seen everything in the game and you could stop or whatever. Or it would just keep going faster and faster until you die.
Isn't that like Bubble Bobble? I don't think there's an end to that game.
Crystal Castles was like, how can I say this? It was like Lock and Chase, but it was in 3D. So you had objectives that you needed to complete in the game. There were enemies that would chase you, but you had to get like a key to go through a door to go get a treasure chest, and then you had to get another key to leave the level and go to the next level, and then you would do it all over again in another level that was a little bit more complex. And the enemies would get faster. The keys would be randomly generated no matter what level you were in, and that's basically what you would do or whatever. And on the old Atari 2600, you could select the difficulty right there on the console. So if you wanted to, in the middle of the game while you were playing it, you could switch to hard if you wanted to and get owned. But that was my first, four-way, one-button joystick, and it was pretty fun at the time. And that kind of basically prepared me for games like Zelda before I ever even played them, because it had that exact kind of gameplay.
That's cool. What?
Uh-oh, somebody mentioned Adventure.
Oh, yeah, by Quan. He said his first home console memory was Adventure on Atari.
Yeah. I played Adventure after that, though, and it was hard. Yeah, I didn't know what everything was, so it was like trial by fire. It's like, hey, what's this dragon thing? That was cool. Oh, it killed me. Yeah, it's kind of bad.
Yeah. For me, I had aunt and uncle who were only about 10, 12 years older than me. They were pretty close in age. And so they obviously got the Atari. And I was like, wow, what is that? course, they wouldn't want their young niece and nephew to play, so we were always beat up and stuff. But then every once in a while, they wouldn't be around, and then we could play it. And I remember playing the Olympics game on there.
Yeah.
And having to make the little guy run. So I guess that would be my earliest gaming memory, personally.
Yeah, the Olympics game was hard. It was the same thing. I knew exactly what to do when I played NES track and field because I played the Olympics game on Atari too. So when you played the track and field, you knew how you had to tear that controller up. You had to get ready to go. So yeah, I remember those games. Oh God, we should do like an Atari podcast. Are we really that old?
No, I refuse. Don't invite me because I'm not that old. I am a spring chicken. No, I will not be participating. No.
Pong for the win. Pong for the win.
Pong, Combat. What was the other stuff? Oh, Combat was off the chain. Oh God.
Pitfall. What wasn't that Pitfall that was on there? I can't remember.
Yeah, Pitfall was on. I don't think was Pitfall. Yeah, Pitfall was on 2600, but oh God, it was the worst version. The 5800, the 5800 was as close to the arcade as possible though. It was pretty good.
Oh crap, we're old.
According to Mega Gamer Man, we are young forever. So I don't know what you're talking about.
Alrighty, works for me.
Yeah, works for me too.
Like the Marine Corps, you live forever.
Okay. And the last question in the queue is: could Batman Arkham Knight be feasible on the PlayStation 3 or 360?
According to the developers, no, because of the extensive use of the Batmobile.
Yeah, it will be at 25 miles per hour apparently. Or basically what they're saying is the frame rate will be sacrificed.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. I don't believe it, but that's what they're saying.
That's what they're quoted to say. Some people tried to wedge that to say that he said the same thing about the Wii U, but if you read articles and you look at what's quoted and what's said, that wasn't said about the Wii U. Especially considering most of those PS3 and 360 ports, it runs with VSync on, which would double the frame rate on those old platforms if they were able to do it.
Yeah. I don't believe that. I just think that's just an excuse that they're giving at this point.
Just lower the polygon count on some of the scene, and there you go.
I'm sorry. I mean, I seen the trailer they keep showing with the whole Batmobile. I'm like, dude, it just looks like Burnout.
Yeah, and there's no color whatsoever, by the way. So whatever they're doing,
I'm like, dude, I hate to have to say this. Mario Kart has more color in it than that. So what are you talking? Yeah. So, like, dude, it looks like It looks like a black and gray Burnout.
I'm like, if you're just running the game in 16-bit color, it should be fairly easy to run.
Yeah. So the question, to answer the question, according to the developer, no. According to us, we just think they're lying. So
yeah, more likely this is the case. They're developing a next generation engine, and they don't want to spend the money trying to also port that to Power PC. Big Indian, Little Indian code, x86 versus a RISC processor. No, not because that's the main engine code, and a lot of that stuff is CPU bound, and they don't want to waste time optimizing for last gen stuff.
Which makes sense, but if me, I just would have said that. But yeah.
Yeah. I mean, CPU side, dude, I have reason to believe that these new systems, their CPUs are probably either even or a tad bit weaker than last generation, to be honest with you. Because power architecture has way more instructions per clock, but that's a whole nother discussion we could have on a Shadowcast this week, maybe. Who knows?
Okay. That's it for our questions. We have answered them. We have answered the newer ones. Everything. We are done. We are free.
Yay.
So I guess everybody, we will do our sign off again. Jay.
Okay. Well, it's Jay from the Game Cafe, and this time I'll just end it with this. We will not have a Gamers at Large podcast next Sunday. We're giving everybody the week off for Christmas because, you got family coming in and stuff like that. We will be back on the 28th, but the 28th will be the Gamers at Large first annual video game award. So
yay.
You won't see nothing from us next week, but the following week you will see the Gamers at Large Video Game Awards. So be on the lookout for that.
Awesome. Mrs. T, you're back. Mrs. T, say your line.
Mrs. T, play Nintendo fools. All right, I'm out.
Revolution.
Well, even though I didn't say that much during the questions part, I'm still pretty entertained by you guys, is all I can say.
We like to entertain. Shadow?
Oh God. It's the Road Ninja K9 Descent. Do you play games to have fun or to impress other people? Watch Gamers at Large. Go to our blog, please, now. That is all.
And everybody, this is Vicky from FangirlReview.com. Got to answer some questions. It was fun. We are now free. I'm ignoring what Mega Gamer Man said. We are free. Good night, everybody. Again.